Well, you've made it to chapter 2. We have our Proton Pack. We have the mission of New York Comic Con. It's time to change the guts of this beauty here. In this video, we're going to open up the Proton Pack. We've got some new electronics from our friend over at Frankengeek, and we're going to do a little swap. Challenge is, I want to see how fast I can do this. I saw some video of a guy doing it with his kid. It took him like 5-10 minutes maybe. I think I can beat it. So without further ado, intro. All right, so before we get into it, I'm just going to let you know real quick what the general idea is here. Now, on the back of your Proton Pack, first of all, before we continue, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we do more of these unboxings. I guess this actually counts as an unboxing. More of these customizations, reviews, unboxings, all sorts of fun stuff. So in doing my research, I learned that the back part of the Proton Pack is actually called the motherboard. And what's cool about the motherboard is it's what connects to the overall pack, and that's what the straps connect to as well. So later on in this customization, we will be taking the motherboard and attaching it to a different set of straps called an Alice frame. That's not going to be today. But because of a lack of resources, when we take this apart, we don't want to destroy the motherboard. So apparently there's going to be some screws back there. We're going to undo those screws. We're going to see what we are working with. Let's proceed. All right, so as I mentioned early on, I want this to be something you can do at home without the need of a whole workshop. Something you can do in your apartment, in your house, wherever you may be. And what we're going to lead off with is taking the motherboard off. I've got me a box cutter here, and apparently underneath there will be some screws. And what we want to do is cut open to get access to the screws. Now I feel one here, so let's cut that open and see. Voila. Looks like we have a small Phillips head screw. So, again, I don't want to damage this. I don't know how, important this felt or whatever it is. So I'm going to work my way around, find more screws, and then we're going to take this whole piece off.
She looks good today. Why not?
All right, so I realized that it was cardboard underneath, and I didn't want to screw it up. So what I did was I started peeling this off here so I could actually see where the screws were, because I didn't want to attempt to tear this open and then I actually tear it. I don't have another motherboard at the moment, so I felt it was better to just undo part of this, see what's underneath there, and then kind of take it apart. Looks like I got stuck on some glue. Hang on. It's weird. I can't see what I'm stuck on the bottom left. There we go. All right. Something I saw at another channel was keeping Ziplocs with screws. So we're doing that so we don't lose too much. Here we have the back of the pack, or the guts, I should say. And a couple different things here. So this here is actually where the lights are. There are lights currently underneath here and you have the reflector here. So we're going to keep a lot of this stuff. We don't want to get rid of it in case we need it, in case we need it for another pack, in case I mess up, or at the very least, if somebody else in the community needs it, at least we have it. So let's undo some more of these screws, but first let's take the batteries apart. All right, got the battery up here. Did I? I did. All right. All right, so that's open. All right, that's out of there. So hopefully we will not shock ourselves. We're going to start. Let's just start unplugging first. Actually, here, look. So this is the hose. This is the, I'm forgetting, the loom. The loom actually is connected in here by another screw. So we have to undo that screw to actually get this whole hose, to get this whole hose out of here. That's a tongue twister. All right. So there's actually hot glue on this, keeping the plug in there. So I'm going to see if I can peel this off. I remember seeing this in some other videos. There we go. And then unplug. Oh, shit. That's unplugged. Did I break this? Oh, I broke this. All right. Well, that's done. Okay. Let me just unscrew the rest of this here. All right, I don't want to just start pulling all rogue. And then this here is the line going to the, was it the power meter or whatever? So I got to unplug this as well. We don't need it, but again, I want to try to keep as much as possible. So let me see if I can do here. I guess that one doesn't really matter as much anymore. There we go. So that's undone. All right. So this one's undone. And, oh, so this is also hot glued on there. So I'm going to undo this first. Oh, it's hot glued to the speaker. Yeah, so I got to undo the speaker as well. All right, hang on. So this is hot glued in here as well. Hang on. So there's one screw here. I almost ripped that out. I didn't even see that one. All right, hang on. This is the whole assembly here. I recommend having a heat gun in general. It just helps with getting some of the hot glue off of places. I'm just going to take these off here. The residue from the glue. Yeah, it'll help you clean up, but also helps you just connect different things, different hoses and whatnot. All right. So we have that. Something else I just noticed on here is these little bars here. It turns out the Cyclotron section separates from the top. So if you needed to repaint, you can do that. All right. So I don't even know how these are in there. Hang on. Did I forget a screw? All right, no, they're pegged in there. Little circular parts here. So put that to the side. The last screw I think we need to do in this portion of the customization is the part here that diffuses the blue light. There's a screw there. I just noticed that, so I'm gonna take that out of there. Now, the only reason I'm taking this one out and I took these out was I purchased the Frankengeek new lenses. So if you only bought the lights and sounds, do not take these out because you won't have anything else there unless you did something custom. But in this case, I bought the extra pack, so took the lenses out. So we have the new electronics, the lenses, and the different triggers. And actually, yeah, these are just the triggers. Oh, and the speaker. The new speakers on there. All right, so let's actually put these screws away first. All right, so I imagine I'm going to have to put the lenses in first here before I continue, just because of where they sit. All right, so on here, there is 2 sides. So they come protected with some coverings on both sides. So I'll take one side off. And there you go. So it actually keys in well right there. Let's take both sides off. It's going to be easier. All right. That goes there. And then on the instructions, he gave us a washer. So put the washer over the top and then screw it back in. Let me get those screws. Interesting, the washers didn't stay. I wonder if I grabbed the wrong screw. All right, hang on. One of the kind of screw holes to screw the lens in popped off. So this might have to be a hot glue job. It looks like there might be somewhat of a hole there, so I'll try to get the screw in there. Otherwise, definitely gonna have to hot glue it. I didn't even notice. I was wondering where that little piece was that broke off. I was like, what is that? And I just kept going, and that's what it is. There's little, like this one's an exaggerated piece, but there are these pieces there that have the hole for the screw, and those are not molded on. They're like added on. So, all right, we'll try to solve for that. All right, so while it's getting hot, we're gonna put this new diffuser in here for the blue light as it flickers on there. So it actually keyed in as well. And we're going to screw it in. This will be a great time to be a lefty. We're going to try our best here. All right, it's in there. So now the glue gun, I think it's hot. Let's try getting this other piece in. All right, so we put a little extra in there on the side here, so hopefully it stops it from slipping. Just going to give that some time to settle. And in the meantime, let's open up the rest of what we got here. These are the LED lights that we'll be putting on at that light bar that we just installed. And then from the man himself, Frankengeek, we have the heart and soul of this very pack. Loving the labeling on there. So we're going to do the power cell first, just since the I'm just trying to give that other one some time to cool down. All right, let's put this one in. I'm going to have to use some instructions on this one. All right, I'm going to pause and look at his instructional online just to see where is this supposed to go, because I think I'm doing it wrong. I thought it was this way, but I think it might actually be that way. So BRB. All right, so literally it was putting this in here and then putting some hot glue on the sides to keep it in place. So let's try that. Hopefully I didn't ruin anything. All right, that's in there. And I think it's just to keep it from sliding up and out. And all right. Now let's work our way down. Okay. So it looks like he had it. Yeah, another thing broke. Plug. Oh, shit. All right, so yeah. There was one of these large stems here as well, and that busted. So it's going to be a balancing act on 3. Hopefully it doesn't break. Put that on there. And screw these on. Should be 4 more. I want to bust this thing up, so I'm going to dial down the settings on this drill here. So we are in there. I think it's time to plug some stuff in. All right, so this is becoming a problem. I don't have pliers small enough to turn for the power in here. So I'm going to skip that for now. I'll come back to it. The power. I bought this power brick. Look how large this thing is. I was like, oh, I'll buy the one up from what people were recommending. It don't fit anywhere, so I'm going to figure that out later. But for now, we'll connect everything else that we can. First things first, we'll connect the cell bar, I guess. He was saying it's keyed, so it can only go one way. And of course, I have to hold the board because since the other back isn't there anymore, don't want to break anything. All right, I think that's in. Let's try the other one here. All right, pretty sure that's in. And then this, at some point, I might go under here with that. I have this. Let me keep this out of the way. This way here. All right. Next up, let's see. Connect the Spengler wand here.
Next up, there's a connector up here labeled speaker. You're going to plug your speaker into that. I'm going to go ahead just for temporary use, temporary test purposes, and plug my small speaker in right there, just like that.
Following his videos, I had to plug in the toggle switches, one here, one here. They're actually labeled on the board. So one of them is labeled power, one of them is labeled song. And then he said the Spengler wand, if you're using the Spirit Halloween one, it's labeled Spirit wand here. Doesn't quite reach, so I'm going to have to hot glue this baby off, or heat gun this off. 1 second. All right, so that's in there. And then he said we can plug in the speaker here. All right, so we are literally stuck at this part here because I can't get power in there. So maybe what I'll do is I'll move the speaker out of the way. I'll slide the connectors in, see if they work, and then I'll go to the store and try to get a, I might need a glasses toolkit to fit in there. All right, hang on. All right, so we're going to do something a little dangerous here. I'm going to try to connect it and keep them in place. Get the battery. All right, we're almost there. So there is our proton pack. I am really pleased with how this came out. The sounds a lot different. I love it. As you heard, there's even some music there. What's cool is you could take the SD card out of the motherboard and change the sounds that are on there. I will be doing that. There are 2 toggle switches on it, so you can go from on to off, and then you can go from the sound effects of the proton pack over to music. Now, as far as the lights go, I think with these filters, they are a lot brighter. They're redder. Just overall better quality light. The power cell on the side, I absolutely love that look versus what we had before, which was just like a flashing blue light. So that's a win right there. The reason it's on the desk right now in this video, the battery pack. The battery's too big, so I got to figure out a way how to put that inside the proton pack. Going forward, the next video, it may be like a week or 2 from now. I have some other unboxings to do that I'm way behind on. So I want to do a couple figure unboxings. As far as the pack goes specifically, the next upgrade that you're going to see is most likely storing the battery pack inside the proton pack and starting to do a little bit of cosmetics on the outside of the proton pack. Or, who knows, we might get crazy. We may just open the wand. Actually, you know what? I think we should open the wand. Yes, we're going to open the wand next, but maybe in that video we'll do some other things as well. I'm not sure, but you better subscribe. That way you can find out when we do it. Let me know down below if you're building your own proton pack. Let me know if these videos are helping you out. Tried a little bit different of a format here. No music throughout the tutorial or the walkthrough, whatever you want to call it. So let me know if it's something that you enjoyed. Also, just so you know, at the time of recording this outro, the life-size pack is available. I'm tempted, but you know what? I'm committed to all of you in the 80% pack here. So we're going to move forward with this. That may happen at some point, but who knows? We might get nuts. Haircho Live every Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Every Monday morning, Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. We have more reviews, unboxings, tutorials, all sorts of fun stuff coming down the pipe. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace.